Welcome to this Alpha SC2 Team League series. We're here in the round of 8 of the EU Pro League playoffs. And yeah, let's just hop right in. We're in Automaton as the first map. Our team number 1 will be right here in the bottom left hand corner, represented by our Zerg player. The team's name is MKERS, and the guy who's playing here is Nerchio. Yeah, the opponent team is going to be the Black Knight Esports Club, and it's going to be represented by a guy, yeah, having the Chivo banner right there, but his name is Cham, and yeah, he's playing for Black Knight right here. So let's see what they will give to us. We have a ZVZ coming up, best of 5 obviously, and yeah, let's see if we can get to the ace match. The games we're going to see today are going to be very interesting. I think the players, I don't know if it gets far better than this. I mean, we have Cham versus Nerchio now, then it's going to be followed up by AqueroN versus PtitDrogo, Marsman versus ShoWTimE, JimRising versus Soul, and potentially the ace match, obviously. So yeah, lots of stuff coming up. Nerchio, yeah, just finished his base. Was going for it a little bit later than his opponent. Speed is about to finish though, and yeah, therefore I guess with some extra Zerglings coming up right there, Nerchio will easily be able to hold this one. He could actually sneak some of, snag the Zerglings. So he actually doesn't care. Okay, he's going across the map, wants to go for some damage. Already morphing in some of the Banelings right there. Oh, and there's already the first trade, 1 for 2. Yeah, that's a trade you can go for as Cham here. But yeah, let's see what he can do. The Zergling number for Nerchio looks kind of good. The Banes were morphed in kind of late, so you can actually take them out before hatching. And therefore, yeah, let's see how many Banes will be there for his opponent. 2 are coming in right now. So let's see what he can do with this. And oh, the first one going down for nothing, but Nerchio, what are you doing here? Come on, you need to get something more in here, but it seems like Cham is able to defend for now. Yeah, but back at home, Nerchio just going for more Zerglings. And obviously he has to, like, he has only 3 left, and he's followed right here to his own base. And then let's see. Zergling Baneling going on, guys. It's just the same thing all over the place, again and again. We know the ZVZ stuff going on, and I'm really happy that there's, at least not for now, that there's no spore for now, no nidus. So yeah, let's see how this is going to end up. The Queen actually surviving here. That's a big thing, I guess, because yeah, the Queen standing right behind his units, behind his friends, and just taking some shots there. That's a really good thing here to go for. Yeah, okay connection. Doesn't get anything done there. And the Zerglings also take out the rest of it. Cham in the meantime going for the Evo chamber right there. So might we see... Yeah, we actually see the tier 2 of him as well. I was about to say, do we see a Roach Warren already? But that's not the case for now. Feels like he has the need to defend himself a little bit more. And yeah, we just have the scout by Nerchio. And Nerchio himself actually going for the 3rd base, which is scouted. So Cham knows about this, and will he be going for the next base as well? Or with this, we actually have Lair on the way. We have Roach Warren coming up. Still the potential for the Nidus is there. But let's see, 3rd base being taken first by Cham. Yeah, on the other side, Nerchio finally also starting the lair, starting Roach Warren Evo Chamber there as well to just catch up in terms of tech. But yeah, his expansion will be a little bit earlier, and therefore, yeah, let's see if he can get some economical advantage out of this, or simply build more units from it. We don't know yet, but yeah, it will be interesting to see. I mean, having units is one of the big key things in every matchup, but in mirror matchups, yeah, it's a little bit more interesting, since you can just, see one by one which player has more units of which kind. And yeah, this also has a lot of stuff to do with positioning then in the end. So yeah, let's see. Actually, creep spread going on by both players. And when Overlord goes down here. Yeah, so there we go. Baneling's taking out those. And Roaches will grant these one. And he actually gets the drone. That's more than I would have expected, but Cham takes out one of the drones of Nerchio. And yeah, tier 2 has finished for Cham here. He's just going for +1 attack and +1 roach at +1 roach speed. The good old +1 roach speed, we all know that one, right? And yeah, let's just see what's going on there. And yeah, I mean the upgrade's coming up on the other side as well. Nerchio being a little bit later with all of his tech due to the fact that he has chosen the third base over Evo Chamber and Roachborn. But we see another interesting thing right there by Cham. And it's going to be the Spire. So, potential mutas coming in. And that always can be something good to do if you want to have the transition and you feel good with it. But for now, let's see how this fight is going to go on, because we have Cham going in for these roaches into third base. But it looks like, yeah, Nerchio with more reinforcements incoming, he's going to take all of these roaches, right? The Zerglings are just messing up the walking patterns, and they might just, yeah, they need to be attacked, because otherwise, yeah, Cham would just be, yeah, blocked and will lose some more roaches. Yeah, loses exactly one more there, and yeah, Nerchio won't step on creep here, doesn't want to get the roaches caught off guard or just caught in some sort of, yeah, trap there and end up being the one, yeah, fighting into the defender's advantage. But also, now we have the Spire finished and we see the first 2 mutas on the way. 2 mutas aren't going to win the game here, but nevertheless, it will be more, and having a good muta count, like let's say maybe 10 or 8 as it occurs to be, 9, yeah, can already be something that either pins you to your own base by taking care of everything with spores and queens, and also trigger the counter aggression with all of these good old roaches. And then, if we see the roach counter, how many roaches do we have actually? Cham is not that far behind, so if he just goes across the map with all of his mutas, which is the case right here, as you can see, the counter aggression move by Nerchio is not going to deal that much damage, I guess. Yeah, he scouts the mutas, he's going back home, I don't know why. Is there actually anything to defend here? No clue, guys, but the queen will go down, or the queen, he's actually not focusing on the queen, he's just going for the workers, he doesn't care about the queen. Workers go down left and right, he's up to 12 worker kills, and now the spore is finished, which means, yeah, he should leave. He's losing 2 of the mutas, or has it been more? No, oh, actually 4 mutas went down, okay. That's more than I expected, but nevertheless, yeah, he forces his opponent to come back home and try and defend here. Also, the roach count, as I said, isn't really in favor of Nerchio here. I mean, you could expect that by Cham going for mutas, but nevertheless, we don't have that many more roaches. Exactly, we have not a single roach for Nerchio that is more than on the other side. We actually have more roaches for Cham. And yeah, he's forcing his opponent to go over, and yeah, that's the reason why the roach count was kind of low for Nerchio. 4th base. And it has been taken out now, while Cham himself going for this one now. So yeah, let's see how this is going to go on here. A lot of mutas, how many are there? Still 8. But 8 mutas are kind of good, like if you have them as an addition to your damage here, you can be kind of fine. And the army supply for Cham looks pretty damn good. Biles actually hitting the roaches, mutas staying out of the queen rage kind of nicely there on the right hand side of the screen. He's trying to do something. Obviously the queens are trying to focus this one and get this one out, but yeah, Nerchio yeah, having less army, the only thing that plays into his account is that there is +2 finished for him already. But Cham is remaxing, he's rebuilding a lot of roaches. It's not maxed yet though. But yeah, you can see this is going to go on. So we have more creep coming out for Cham. Nerchio is doing this as well, but he doesn't have that many tumors available, I guess. And yeah, now we have the situation that Cham actually has the good old 4th base, while Nerchio does not. And I could imagine that we could actually see some more mutas incoming. I mean, we only have 4 left, and that's not that big of a deal, but if you can just sneak in like 3, 4, 5 more mutas, then you can just try and get for a worker here or there. You could actually, with like 10 mutas, you could try and snipe one of the spores in the main base, for example. Or you can just try and pull all the army out of position, and as we see right here, take down a base. And this looks pretty good for Cham. Workers are evacuated by Nerchio, and the 3rd base goes down, easy as it is. So yeah, let's see what he can actually do. Yeah. And Cham is just pressuring in here. He has a better army supply. Tech-wise, both players are on the same page. Defender's advantage might king it here. Finally, Nerchio has his Spire finished as well, and he comes in with some mutas, and some more will be there soon. So he might actually hold this, but at what cost, guys? I mean, he lost his 4th and his 3rd base, and I don't see him actually winning this. We have Cham just pressuring forward. He started stepping with all of his Roach Ravager army. The mutas are trying to do a good job here. But yeah, even if they take out all the army, what is going to be the follow-up here? Cham, back at home, is actually going for Corruptors, adding 4 Queens as well. And yeah, the 3rd base for Nerchio is going to start again. He could actually get some Overlord kills, which would be kind of good for him. Or he just goes for the direct counter-aggression. But we have Corruptors there, we have Queens there. So let's see how this is going to end up. I mean, he needs some roaches, and he has them. Because, yeah, there's some sort of a roach force over there for Nerchio that is going to attack into this. But, yeah, let's take a look at the defender's advantage then right there. Vile's not going to hit a thing here. Cham is just trying to defend, while, yeah, we have the Corruptors trying to take out mutas. And Nerchio GG's this one. And here we go. Cham is going to take game 1 for the Black Knight Esports Club. So yeah, welcome to game 2. We're going to be on Cyber Forest right here. And in the top left hand corner, representing MKERS, we have PtitDrogo as the Red Protoss player. He's starting this game with what looks like a gateway into Cybercore and expansion. And on the other side, we have a Green Terran player right here representing the Black Knight Esports Club. This is AqueroN. And he opens up man, my voice, what's going on? He's opening up with the Reaper expansion. Not that big of a deal here, not that big of a surprise. We have the reactor follow-up, and we see another barracks. I was about to say maybe, yeah, we can see the factory, but yeah, it's going to be the barracks first. He's actually coming back home with the Reaper to just save his SCV, and it's going to be the case. Yeah, there we go. SCV is going to go back home and will be safe and sound. On the other side, first Stalker coming out, gateway tag obviously being started, and there we go with the tech choice for Drogo. It's going to be this robo facility. And what do we have on the other side? It's an Adept. At least interrupting. Did he kill the worker? No. So we have just one probe kill there by the Reaper, and now we have the Adept coming out and delaying the command center. But yeah, with the Marines coming down there, I think it's going to be fine now, and the Adept is not going to take that much more off of him. But as I say this, we have the Stalker coming up as well, and the Stalker takes out the Reaper. But will everything survive though? Yes, it will. So good trade there for Drogo. Takes down something else there as well. And back at home, 2 more gateways. And we have the good old War Prison. We don't have a Twilight Council yet, so there's no blink for him available. But nevertheless, do you remember good old Socke? He was establishing this Warp Prism blink style, let's say, so you can just not research blink, but use your Warp Prism to just get the Stalkers to the back of the line. And it worked out pretty nicely, and he, despite the fact that he wasn't really actively playing this strategy, he was doing quite some good stuff. Like, I don't know, I think it should be more than a half year ago, and maybe even a year. So yeah, let's see what Drogo is actually doing now. Seems like he's just going across the map. We have the robotics bay on the way for him as well, and his Warp Prism is actually intercepted and forced to go back home by these Marines. Force field's going down. Looks like, what is he going to do? Yeah, he's trying to focus the Warp Prism, which is not going to go that well. And now we have the force fields going down, and yeah, he's trying to keep, or he's trying to follow up and kill some more Marines here, I guess. Yeah, Stalkers being dropped. Here we go, Drogo with the nice Warp Prism micro, taking out 2 more, and we'll take down the Widow Mine as well. As long as the Observer stays in range, yes, and it does. In the back of this, he's actually going for the 3rd base, while, yeah, AqueroN seems to be with his back against the wall. We have a bunker coming up. There's no 3rd command center at all. We have some medivacs there as well, and he's going for another barracks, I guess. Yes, it is. But yeah, looks like Drogo already did a good job here defending, and now it's the good old if you're ahead, get more ahead stuff. But then let's take a look at this Liberator coming in. Yeah. Oh, where will the recall actually land? Okay, he's recalling the Warp Prism. Okay, I was about to say, like, if the the units get some hits by the Liberators, this would be kind of unlucky, but doesn't happen. He was just having everything in the Warp Prism. So yeah, 3rd base is about to finish then. Liberator still staying there in the back. AqueroN not using it for now. We have the first Colossus on the field. Extended Thermalan's halfway done. And the 2nd Colossus incoming there as well. And yeah, he's going to the main base. Maybe afraid of any drops. And he's good to be so, because 2 medivacs just starting their way over. While we also have AqueroN going for the 3rd base. The bunker still has some units in it, so he still has some safety net to fall back on. And he's also going for double engineering bay, which means we might see some more upgrades incoming. Combat Shields is about to finish as well. Stim also is in game as well. And we have 2 Colossus right here, so this might be a hard battle actually for AqueroN to fight. Oh boy, yeah, and he sees 2 Colossus and immediately lifts everything, gets out of there. Okay, Liberator not really doing a thing, but okay, I was about to say, does he have a kill? Because units could be stepping in here if they're not careful, but not going to happen now. Also, Drogo is putting pylons all over the place, and yeah, observers, he really wants to know what's going on. Has pylons in the main base as well, so there's not going to be any surprise, I feel, for the French player here. And also he's going for blink, so if we would see drops and he lifts all of his units, we could just see him blinking behind that with the Stalkers, and that would actually be kind of a bad thing for him. So yeah, let's see what this is going to be. It's just a little attack here. Extended Thermalan's incoming. Blink is not finished yet though. That's a lucky catch here for AqueroN. If Blink would have been finished, I think he would have lost something, I guess. Okay. Warp Prism trying to drop some Zealots, not really getting anything done here. There's enough stuff for AqueroN to deal with this. The Liberator actually is still in the back of this, trying to reposition every now and then, trying to get maybe a shot to a Stalker or whatever. Maybe catch something there. But what's that? That's just a Scouting Phoenix. And he at least sees that there's Vikings incoming for AqueroN now. Okay, PtitDrogo's pylons are actually ridiculously offensive there. Okay, he recalls the Warp Prism right there because it was under pressure, and therefore, yeah, saves it for now. Gateways incoming as well. We have Zealot Charge on the way. +1 armor also coming in. Upgrade wise, we're at 1-1 for the Terran. And we're at 1-0 for the Protoss player. Concussive shells, combat shields. Oh, he gets the Stalker. That's what I meant. Like, the Liberator repositioning all over the place. And yeah, now the Liberator finally goes down. But he took down his Stalker, and I think taking into account the position he was in, that was pretty much a good catch here. I mean, I wouldn't have expected anything to die from that one, to be honest. So yeah, we have 1-1 finish for the Protoss, but we have 2-2 already. Yeah, or already just started by AqueroN. And we have him going for some workers now. Zealot power coming in. AqueroN actually being in the middle of the map with a lot of his forces. And the reinforcements will deal with this. How many workers will he take down? Okay, he's getting away from this. Okay, oh boy. Getting some good hits there on the Vikings, to be honest. And there's a GG. Oh boy, he knows that there's no chance to get into this with four Colossus still available and enough Stalkers to take out the Vikings. So here we go with PtitDrogo taking the first point for the MKERS and equaling out the series. Here we go with map 3 in the series, and we're on year 0, spawning the top left hand corner. We have our player who's representing the Black Knight Esports Club, and his name is Marsman. And in this PvP, spawned in the top right hand corner, taking the red color for the MKERS, we have ShoWTimE. Okay, ShoWTimE actually going out with a probe kinda soon. Wants to scout what his opponent is doing, I guess. Second gateway on the way. I guess that's not that big of a surprise. We have a PvP, so double gateway is the standard here. But then, yeah, unit choices. Oh, we actually have a pylon here for ShoWTimE. That's interesting. So it kind of gives the impression that he wants to be the more aggressive player somehow. Or, what also could be the case, he wants to go for some scouting with it and expect there to be something coming through the map by his opponent. Or maybe a proxy going on there, I don't know. But yeah, being the more aggressive player would be the first thought in mind. Still his opening with a sentry, which more so indicates that he's going for the defensive approach and might be going for the expansion as well. Yeah, same thing taking place on the other side of the map. We have Sentry Stalker as the first unit choices, and obviously Gateway Tech being researched for both of those players. And yeah, this actually is a ShoWTimE probe. Waiting for the Nexus to come down, and I was about to say there's a probe over here as well, but it was just the Stalker going down. So there's the probe, 400 minerals are there, Marsman going for the Nexus as well. And ShoWTimE actually going for an additional sentry here. He has 3 now. Okay, what is his plan? 3 sentries. Yeah, Robo it is. Does he actually want to go for the good old main base drop with sentries blocking the choke and trying to do something? Let's see, guys. Okay, we have a Forge coming up as well. On the other side we also have a Robo. No Forge yet. But yeah, we have a lot of sentries. He cancels one of the sentries here. So yeah, ShoWTimE being ahead in terms of army supply, but it's 14-10. We have no aggression move going up or whatever. Okay, some adapts coming in now. So yeah, that might be the second base attack timing here, going in with just 2 adapts, trying to sneak some workers out of the opponent's mineral line. So yeah, first thing to go for here in ShoWTimE's perspective is the good old Observer, +1 on the way as well. Oh, Shades going through, but oh, they actually finish into the main base. Yeah, so he needs to deal some damage right here, right now, because obviously against the Stalkers they are going to die easy peasy. At least takes 4, oh, potentially 5. Oh no, just stays at 4. Still more than I would have expected due to the fact that he finished the shades right into the Stalker's faces. So yeah, ShoWTimE's +1 is halfway done. Well, we have Marsman just starting right now. Okay, there's a Phoenix coming over again. Army wise, let's take a look. It's, yeah, Marsman having 1 Immortal, while we only have 3 Stalkers and 3 Stalkers for ShoWTimE. Both players also having 3 Sentries there, but they might be more the defensive thing to go for here. And yeah, also the scouting thing to go for, as you see. We're seeing Scouting Phoenix going back and forth all the time. And he's going to let them finish. Oh boy, but okay. Good move here, actually gets both out with the War Prism. That's something at least. And then what do we have over here? It's another Phoenix going across the map. Do we have a War Prism actually for Marsman? No, we don't. So ShoWTimE already taking, yeah, not that big of a lead, but small edges here or there. He has a few more workers. He has a few more army stuff going on. It's like 3 supply ahead, and also, yeah, he's ahead in terms of upgrades, as you can see. +1 is finished, +2 is on the way. While we have Marsman, yeah, just about to finish +1. But yeah, it's a PvP, and we all know how this can end up if you just go in a little bit too early and you can lose half of your army or whatever, maybe recall something, but it's sometimes it's not worth it to just risk anything, and you just want to get into this, build up your lead, and yeah, further the lead as long as possible, and then go for the final blow. So, ShoWTimE going for the 3rd. And the model count is 1 in favor of Marsman. And he finally goes for the War Prism there as well. So, and he actually lets the Shades finish. Okay, he's focusing. It's 2 sentries there. That's nice. And the War Prism is always present. That's helping a lot as well. So ShoWTimE behind these, yeah, smaller attacks, going for the 3rd base. And the longer this goes, the more it obviously is going to help him. War Prism actually was going back to the middle of the map. And yeah, the Stalkers are looking for it, as you can see. And I think, is it scouted that there's a 3rd? Yes, there's a pylon scouted, so Marsman should be aware of it. So either he's going for the push now, which might not be the good call. Just taking a look at the supply. Yeah, and also at the upgrades. I mean, he's trying to get in as +2 finishes. That's a good timing for him, so he at least doesn't have a disadvantage here. Nevertheless, I think, yeah, just taking a look at the army, and ShoWTimE is like, okay, I can just sandwich this one. Here we go. He's pressuring in. The Archons on the left-hand side. Immortals coming from the right. Immortals of Marsman not really having a chance, and this is just the sandwich that he needed. And ShoWTimE gets his meal. 2-1 lead for the makers. The playground for our 4th game in this clan war will be King's Cove, and spawning in the top left hand corner, here we go with a guy who wants to... Oh, I see something here. He wants to force the Acematch here for his team. His team is Black Knight Esports Club, and his name is JimRising. And as I said before in the lobby, they were trying to get him the Black Knight tag, but as you see, there's no tag on here. It's just JimRising, no tag sadly. Maybe you just have to relog afterwards or something. I don't know, but let's go and introduce our player to the bottom right hand corner for the opponent's team right here, for the makers. This is So. And he's going with the Terran Rays as always. And Reaper into expansion seems to be the choice. While on the other side, yeah, Hatchery first, Gas and Pool, standard opening there. So we're going to see 2 queens. We're going to see speed most likely kind of soon. Yeah, so we see 2 queens first. So he's prioritizing queens over speed. Not that big of a surprise, and now speed starts as well. Well, we also have the Reaper going over, so let's just follow him. While in the back of this Soul is, yeah, halfway done with this factory, halfway done with this command center. Adding another gas. And then that's it. Yeah, Reaper joins in. But will he get something done? That's the big question. I mean, mostly you get a Zergling and then that's it. Queen will spawn soon as well, so I guess, yeah. We're not going to see that much more here. Okay. And there's the Zergling. That's the more or less standard Zergling you get from going across the map with your Reaper. So yeah, there we go. So behind this, following up the starport, there also is a tech lab building, so I guess there is a potential for some Banshee, right? But yeah, from the factory obviously, it will be the reactor that was built by the factory, by the barracks before, and we will have some Hellions coming up there as well. So tech lab there with the barracks will be a swap as well, and the barracks just goes on. But let's see if Soul will stay on one factory, or if he will actually add some more and go for the buyer for the mech stuff. But first, let's take a look to the other side. Let's just follow the Hellions and see what they're going to do. And yeah, Banshee is on the way, as well as Cloak. And the third base for JimRising is under pressure, but it's just very slight tickling here by the fire. And yeah, we have the creep tumors actually going on here for... Oh, he takes down 1 probe, but is it worth trading for 1 probe? I'm not so sure actually. And he's leaving 2 Hellions behind, so maybe he's afraid of any Zergling run by or whatever. So let's see what the Banshee can do afterwards. Let's just fly with it. Well, yeah, we have some Overlords who are getting in position here, so the Banshee going across the map will be scouted without a doubt. But yeah, he's forcing some spores, and they're on the way already. Did he? Ah, he had the Overlord on the other side, which was still alive. And yeah, therefore he's already going for a stim, because he knows, yeah, sooner or later he will have to build something else than just 1 Banshee. Third command center on the way for Soul as well. And there's 2 more barracks as expected there after having stim in the making. So yeah, the Banshee taking 2 workers for now. Not that big of a deal. And the Hellions will get in, and we'll get at least 1 more worker here. But then they go away because Zerglings are coming in, trying to surround everything. Queens are there to fight them back, and yeah, so Soul being very careful here with everything he has. Doesn't want to lose any units. Has 2 Banshees actually coming in. Yeah, I mean, there's a spore, so he's going to be seen. Nevertheless, 3 workers taken out. 3 workers taken out. And that's a good thing for the Terran here. Oh, he's actually focusing the Queen? Okay, he loses one of the Banshees at least as a trait. And now there's no more energy. Can the Queens get it? I think on creep? Would it be possible? I don't think so. But the Queens right here, they will intercept the Banshee and down it goes. So yeah, that's it for the Banshee harass. Nevertheless, we have both players at around 50 workers. It's 53 for JimRising and 51 right now for Soul. Supply-wise, yeah, I was about to say we have a good lead here for Soul, but then, yeah, just take a look at this, guys. We have 10 mutas on the way, actually. And back at home, how many Marines do we have? It's 14. 15, there will be some more, but still mutas can harass the Terran just a bit here. I mean, the engineering bays are there. We see +1/+1 halfway done, which means that he also will be able to build some some turrets in the mineral lines to be at least a little bit safer against the mutas. Nevertheless, yeah, mutas can be pretty annoying, especially in high numbers. And also what we see is the Baningness coming up for JimRising. That's something you want to have, obviously, against the bio playing player right there. Yeah, positioning has been taken here. Hellbats are present, and here we go with the Zerglings coming in, but will it be enough? Mutas focusing the Hellbats, and obviously they're going to be having a hard stand against the Marines, and everything will have right there. Stimmed Marines, 2 Medivacs are there. Mutas going down one by one, so this looks pretty rough, but will he be trading this? The tanks are not really doing anything else here, and actually the JimRising is going back with the mutas, but I think he should actually go on to this one. And yeah, now finally he forces Soul to get back out of here. Some more mutas are on the way. This tank is going to die safely, or yeah, for sure is the word I have to say. And yeah, Soul going back home. We have both players on 3 bases, which yeah, kind of favors the Terran most of the time. Nevertheless, yeah, let's see what he can do off of it. There actually is no 4th base coming up for JimRising. Also, we have +1/+1 finished for Soul, while JimRising is just +1 flyer. He's going for centrifugal hooks. But oh boy, this is going to look rough. Like 1/1 upgrades for Soul already. And he has 2/2 on the way, which are like a third to the half done. Oh, it will be a pretty hard battle for JimRising here. And Soul is just pressuring forward, trying to take the game here, trying to take the spot in the semifinals for his team. Yeah, nice Widow Mine hit there, takes out a muta. And this is the 4th base of JimRising that will be under pressure kind of soon, I guess. Hasn't been scouted, but there it is. And yeah, Muta is trying to go back. The tank actually might be... no, it will be surviving. But we have the first Banes coming out. Also Centrifugal Hook's about to finish, so at least he will have some speed. But the base has not been cancelled. Oh boy. Another good Widow Mine hit occurring right there for Soul. And we have him just pressuring up the base here. Good splits with the Marines, and the Banes actually exploding into almost nothing, it feels. And we have the Terran with 1/1 pressuring up the choke. Oh, he's focusing the Banes quite nicely, and that's the end of this game and also of this series. We have the GG by JimRising, and therefore Soul is going to take the game and the match for the MKERS.